Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today we're going to be doing a little bit something different. So if you read the title, you know that I'm going to be reading my birth chart. I just turned 31 this, January 28th was my birthday. I just turned 31, not 21. I'm not going back, going forward. But I just turned 31 this past January 28th, and it is the time of the Aquarius, and I am super excited because, you know, us Aquariuses, we're a little bit odd, we're a little bit different, and now it's our time to shine. So I am super excited about this video. I'm going to be reading my birth chart. I really got into birth charts this past year, like 2021. And I really started doing research into it, and I really started getting into it. I read my whole birth chart. I read everybody in my family's birth chart. If I know you and you watch my videos, I probably have asked you what time you were born, where you were born, and all that kind of stuff. Sounds kind of creepy, but I am super interested in this. And you might not agree with astrology, which is completely fine. But I think that it is true. Because if you actually look into everything and you dig deep and everything like that, there's some science behind it, and don't knock it till you try it, y'all, okay? And by the end of this video, you might be like, she is nuts, which I'm not going to argue with you about, but that's what this video is. I hope that you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments down below if you've done this or if you were interested in doing this. I'll link a lot of different resources down below for you, so you can go look up your birth chart if you would like to. But make sure you hit that subscribe button before you leave. Like this video. Like I said, leave me a comment and let me know if you like this video. Let me know if you like this type of thing, because if you like this first part, because I'm not going to read my entire thing, I'm just going to give you my sun sign, my rising, my moon, and we're just going to talk through those. I'm also going to talk about decants, and I'm just going to talk about a lot of stuff in here, but I don't have a lot of time to talk to you about every single little thing of my birth chart, because if you've ever seen one, I'll put mine right here, they're a little bit intricate and you have to dig deep into them. And like I said, I read my entire one and it was really interesting to me. I thought that it was really cool when I wanted to do it for you in this video. So let's just jump right in. So the first thing is, I've already told you what my birthday is, and that puts me in, this book is the best book, I'll link it down below too, but that puts me in the first decant of an Aquarius. So if you don't know, Aquarius's span, the Aquarius zodiac sign span, is January 20th through February 18th. And I am in the first decant. In my keyword here, each decant has a keyword for each zodiac sign. And according to this book right here, my keyword is knowledge. And I'm an Enneagram 5 as well. So I think it's really cool how all of these different things kind of connect and everything. But it just says that I am capable, intelligent, and I can easily deal with people, which sometimes I can. Sometimes I just don't like people, but anyways. And it says that your wit and sense of humor are advantages both socially and in your work. I can say that people think that I am funny. I don't try to be funny all the time, but I have a very dry sense of humor. Very dry sense of humor. If you haven't caught on yet, but I think I can be pretty funny. And then it says that finding solutions and a better and quicker way of handling things is what you empathize with. I would say yes. And it says that you are intrigued by new problems and need to change in your activities to keep you from going stale. I think that's why I read so much, is because I get to read all these different types of things. If I get stuck in something for too long, that is true, I get really bored, and I really don't thrive in situations where I have to do the same thing over and over again. It says that you have an affectionate and kind-hearted nature, although a lover may complain of your detachment. That is true. Sometimes I can become very detached. If you know anything about Aquarius people, we like our alone time. We like to be kind of loners. We like to be eccentric. We just, yeah, I would say that I can become very detached if like I said, if I'm bored or if I don't like you. I can become very detached. And if I'm going through a lot of emotional things, I can become very detached as well. And then it says that you were fond of analyzing why a person behaves this way or that. I ask people all the time why people act the way that they do. If you are very close to me, like family or close friend, I will ask you all the time why people act the way that they do. And I try to figure that out. And this is one of the ways that I try to figure it out. So that is just about the first decant of an Aquarius. And now we're going to kind of just like, I'm going to put a chart up right here. I have my little notebook. I wrote some stuff down. And my results for my birth chart, I have already told you I'm an Aquarius, which is my sun sign. That is a air sign. And I'll get more into air signs later. And that's also a fixed sign. So us Aquariuses, we are considered an air sign, plus we're fixed. So we kind of do our own thing, but then we're also stubborn at the same time. That's totally me. And then my rising sign is an Aries, and that's a fire sign, but it is also a cardinal sign. So it means that I like to take action and I'm very assertive, which in certain situations, I would say yes I am. My moon sign is a Cancer, which is a water and a cardinal sign. Emotional. Very emotional. So basically, when it comes down to it, I'm flighty, I'm assertive, I'm very moody, I'm compassionate when I like certain things. I'm a person who needs stability, which is completely true. If I don't have stability in my life, it's real bad. It's really, really bad. But I also like me time, which is very true. And I don't like to be told to do unless it is for the greater good. If you try to tell me what to do and I specifically don't like what you're saying, or I know that I don't have to do it, I won't do it. I won't do it. But here are the results from our birth chart. That's just a very quick rundown of them. And it'll show like which signs are which and all that kind of stuff. But now I'm going to shrink my head down a little bit and I'm going to show you my actual like birth chart results. I made little graphics of each of my birth chart results, and we're just going to go through them together. And I'm super excited about this. I hope you're excited too. I want to know what your signs are. I want to know your rising. I want to know your sun. I want to know your moon. I want to know all those things. I want to know all the things. Okay, so I am an Aquarius. Obviously, I already said that. My sun sign's in Aquarius. And on each of these little things, I have explained what a sun sign or what the specific type of sign is. So sun sign is your zodiac sign that is based on the day that you were born. And it's going to determine your ego, it's going to determine your identity and your role in life. So each of the different types of signs that you have, like your sun sign, your rising, your moon, they're going to have different reasons as to why you are the way that you are, if that makes sense. So an Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, and Uranus in astrology is associated with change, disruption, that goes along with change, the unconventional and the unexpected. So I can see that. Air signs are considered intellectual, detached, and fair-minded. I would say yes to all of those. And a fixed sign, we seek stability, and we can be focused, stubborn, committed, and resilient at the same time, which I can be all of those. And when it comes to resilience, we are resistant to change. I don't really like change all that much. It's very hard for me to, go through change and accept why I'm going through change, so I can see that. And we are very good at reading others, which I can completely agree with. I can look at somebody and be like, no, or I can look at somebody and be like, you are my person, like you are my people, So every zodiac sign has a power color. An Aquarius power color is blue. If you don't know, we're water barriers. And a power color helps amplify your inherent nature and will allow you to channel your confidence and express it more freely. And blue symbolizes loyalty and trust. So evidently Aquariuses are very loyal and trustworthy. I would say so. Everyone tells me everything. So here are some qualities and characteristics for an Aquarius. Number one, Aquariuses do not like to follow old or outdated ways of doing things. I don't like that. I am specifically one of those people that I like the newness of things, and I don't like it when people are stuck in their ways. Like, I don't particularly like change, but I don't want people thinking the way that they used to either, if you know what I mean. I think that's good for it's good to cleanse our palates, you know, and we need to be open-minded enough to change the way that things, have happened in the past for the better. And many Aquarians want to be free of personal and social conditioning, making them loners, independent, I would say so, and sometimes can be aloof and standoffish. I have met a lot of people in my life that have said that I am rude and that I'm stuck up just because I don't want to sit there and have a conversation with people that I don't know or that I don't intend to connect with in any way. I'm not one of those people that's going to sit there and just talk to you about random things. I'm very quiet in that kind of sense, and I'm a very introverted person. I do this, but I'm talking to a camera. Essentially, I'm talking to you, but when I'm around a bunch of people, I don't really talk all that much. And it says that Aquarius suns can be extremely stubborn and have strong opinions. Yes, I am not scared to voice my opinion whatsoever. And refusal of compromise or giving an inch. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. And if I believe in something, you're not going to change my mind about it. So, for the most part. Like I said, the greater good, you're not going to change my mind about it. If somebody's doing something wrong and it's hurting other people, no ma'am, or no sir, no thank you, no. Alright, so we are typically well-liked individuals and are also considered curious, observant, and tolerant. The tolerant thing, not so much, but that's where one of my other signs comes in too. Because one of my other signs that I have, my ascending sign, is not tolerant of people. So these kind of butts heads a little bit. But if I respect somebody and if I like somebody, I am tolerant of them. And it takes me a while to really get irritated with people. Like if I know you and I care about you, it takes me a little bit to get irritated. But if I don't know you and I don't intend to get to know you, then nah, you're out, you know? And it says that Aquarians are intolerant of people who are prejudiced and of people who hold biases. I agree. I don't like people who are prejudiced against other people just because they're different. I want everyone to love everyone just because they're a person, you know? And if you're a bad person, that's a different story. But just because people are different, it shouldn't matter. And I stand by that. Very much so. You can ask my family, which you probably won't, but you know what I mean. And it says that this sign is very clever, witty, and intellectual. They value progress and frankness. I am very frank. I will tell you straight up how it is. I have to watch myself sometimes because sometimes I just want to tell you what I think and that's it. And I have worked on that very much so as I've gotten older. When I was younger, nah. I'd tell you, it was like word vomit coming out of my mouth. I've gotten better as I've gotten older. It says that they're hard to trick because they are technically on top of things. Sometimes. If I'm really interested in it, yeah, I'm on top of it. And I know a lot about a lot of things. You might not know it, but I do. I might not act like it, but I know a lot. And they encourage and enjoy openness. Yes, I want people to be open. I have something that is in my classroom that says, think outside the box. I want people to have other opinions. I want to talk about other opinions. I'm not one of those people that if I don't agree with you, I'm going to be like, shut up, you're dumb. I'm going to be open to what you say. As long as you are hoping for the better for other people, that's all I care about. And individuality, and I want people to be themselves without hesitation. So much so, yes, I am myself 100% all the time. And I want the same for people. I want people to be comfortable with being who they are, and I don't want people to be put down for who they are, you know? Just want that. I want that for everyone. Aquarians need personal space and freedoms, very much so. If you attempt to hold us down, it will not work. No, it will not. I will resist against anyone who's trying to hold me back from doing something that I want to do. And if you tell me that I can't do it, I'm going to do it. And then it says that they treat people well. For the most part, yes. I treat people how I would like to be treated. Always have. They want everyone to be equal, like I've already said. And that we are not afraid to speak our minds for the common good. Totally agree. 100%. And Aquarians are known for their uniqueness and embrace being different. I have been called weird all my life, and I really don't care. Don't care. Aquarians are typically easygoing. I would say so. Reasonable, yes. Slow to take offense, for the most part. For the most part. Really mean-hearted, honest, helpful, never boring. I can be very boring. Very boring. But I can also be super weird, which I think that's why people don't think that I'm boring. But me personally, I think that I'm a boring person. They can inflate themselves and seem self-centered. I catch myself doing that sometimes, and I've been trying to, it's one of the things that I have to work with myself is, even though I think about other people, sometimes I'm kind of just like way too into myself, you know, because I am such an introvert, and I have to remember that there are other people out there that need attention, you know. And that the last point to this is that they're afraid of losing themselves, which is why Aquarians typically grow insecure, shy, awkward, eccentric, strange, and while we become loners. And I would say that that's pretty accurate with me. I would rather pull myself back and be all of those things than be disrespectful to someone. Although I'm not scared to speak my mind, but I won't do it in a disrespectful way. So that is an Aquarius sun. And I really do think that I am an Aquarius sun through and through. I always thought that I really connected with being an Aquarius, and I've always been really happy to be an Aquarius, you know. I've never really been like, oh, I'm an Aquarius, you know, but I've always really loved that I am, you know. Alright, the next thing is my rising. This is where it gets really interesting because I've always wondered this about me. Like, I'm an Aquarius, but I've also been told that I can be very mean-spirited, and I can be very assertive, and people think that I'm being aggressive, and this completely makes sense because my ascending sign is an Aries. And if you know Aries, they are just like get things done all the time. And if you don't know what an ascending sign is the mask that you wear when other people don't know you and when you first meet someone. It's really showing the natural defenses that you have and how we cope from a day-to-day issues. And a lot of times when people first meet me, they're like, whoa. Either they think that I'm rude, they think that I'm disrespectful, or they just think that I'm a little too much, you know? But it does show someone's first natural reaction, and Aquarius is being, Aries being like very headstrong. That's how I am. And when people first meet me, that's what they see. And I've always wondered that about me, like why that is the way that, like I can be really chill, but I can also be like in your face, you know? You know what I'm saying? You get it? You get it. Okay. So that's why when I saw that I was an ascending Aries, I was like, whoa, it makes total sense now. So a fire sign is right here. Spontaneous, reactive, and assertive. I would say that I'm more reactive and assertive than I am spontaneous. I don't really like surprises all that much. Surprises make me very uncomfortable. I like to know what's going on. But Aries are also cardinal signs, and they want action. They correspond to the beginning of the 4 seasons. I don't really know what that means, honestly, because I didn't really look into it, but I do want to take action in certain things. And an Aquarius's power color is red. Red is the power or color of power, boldness, confidence, and assertiveness. In certain situations, I am very confident. Like my work, I'm very confident in my work. And a lot of people have said that they can see this side of me when I'm at work and when I know what I'm talking about. So here are some qualities and characteristics of an Aries ascending. And just like I did with my sun sign, I'm going to talk through these different points, and I'm going to, let you know how it is, how this is going to work. Because some of these I agree with, some of these I don't. Just me specifically. So people who are an ascending Aries tend to be quick and direct. I can be very quick and I can be very direct. If you say something, I'll have something right back to say to you. It doesn't really take me that long to come up with something. And they can be really bad at planning things out ahead of time. Oh yes, I make sticky notes and put them everywhere and then lose my sticky notes. And then I try to keep planners and I try to keep notebooks, but then I lose them. I just found this one a couple of days ago, and I don't it was in my office, and I was looking all over for it and I couldn't find it. So there's that. They are known to dive right into what they are doing, yes, and will give their best. When it's something that I am really, really interested in, I will give my best, yes. But they can also lose interest quickly, here it is, and move on to the next task before finishing their first task. This drives my husband crazy because I'll be doing something in the house and then I'll stop doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and then I'll go to something else. He also says I do this when I'm shopping. If I go into the grocery store, I have a specific way I do things. But if we're in a department store, where I'm shopping for clothes or books, he says that it drives him crazy because I'm all over the place all the time, and I have no real direction on where I'm supposed to be going. Ascending signs or ascending Aries signs are also considered very direct and usually don't hold any malice. This is where people think that I can be very mean because they think that I'm being aggressive when I'm really not. And I have had to work on this because I've been known to cause trouble, and I'm just for voicing my opinion when I really haven't meant to. And this is something that I can see myself totally doing, Ascending Aries are considered quick-witted and quick-tempered and have little patience for messing around, and they want to get things done quickly. I am like this, very much so. This is one of the things when I read it, I was like, oh, that's what that is. I don't have time for incompetence. If somebody is incompetent, I don't really have a lot of patience for them. If I ask somebody to do something and I continuously have to ask them to do something, I get very irritated very quickly. I am one of those people that I'm not going to ask somebody to do something that I wouldn't do myself. And typically I find myself just doing it anyways because I don't feel like dealing with people. And that's one of the things I have to work on too. And this is really interesting too. Headaches, sinus, and eye problems are common complaints of this sign. Rashes and acne are also common as well. I have headaches and sinus problems all the time, and I always have. And I also have really bad eyesight. So I thought that was really interesting. Who would have thought that, I am also very accident prone and ditzy for the most part. I run into everything, and I can be very ditzy at times, and then I'm like, what in the world is wrong with you? What? Why did you even say that, or why did you do that? Aries rising people are also very quick to smile and possess a youthful charm. I do find myself smiling a lot. That's why I have very deep smile lines, and that's why I have deep lines in my forehead too, because I make a lot of facial expressions, and I do really like to smile and be happy. But there are some times where I just don't do that, you know? Just like everybody else. But anyways, they are considered the independent type and typically stay the way they are through life. They don't ask much for help. I really don't ask for help all that much. I just, like I said earlier, I just do things on my own, and I always have. And I've always been very, very, very independent. I don't like to depend on people. They are considered self-reliant and learn quickly from other experiences in their life. I believe that you learn so much from your experiences in life, whether they are good experiences, bad experiences, and I wholeheartedly believe that you learn from experiences. And I don't take them with a grain of salt. I take them to heart, and I try to be a better person from the experiences that I have learned or that I have gone through. And the last one is that they're usually willing to compromise in relationships and are attached to people who they really care about. I can be very disattached from people, but my close-knit family and friends, I am very attached to them, and I'm very, very protective of those people. And we'll get to the moon sign too, because the moon sign talks about that. So that is an ascending Aries. I would say that I agree with most of those points, as I have already talked to you about, like I just talked you through it, but I would agree with most of them. And I would say that that's pretty, it hits the nail on the head, you know? So now we're moving on to the moon. And this surprised me because I'm a Cancer moon. And I typically don't get along with Cancers all that well because they are very emotional people. And I understand why now, that I don't get along with a lot of Cancer people because they're so emotional. And my other two signs, I'm very detached from emotional people, but then here I am. So a moon sign is your reactions and your emotional needs, your comfort zone. It's what you need to feel nurtured, and it's also the inner emotional part of yourself. And you typically don't show these to people or show this side of yourself to people that you don't trust. This is where the people that you really feel like you can have a deep relationship with can actually see. So close family and friends. And this is typically the side that you only show behind closed doors. And if it says here that if you are born before sunrise, you have something called a night chart. So, sorry the lighting looks weird. My camera died and I just kept talking and didn't realize that it died. So, anyways, what I was saying is I was born late morning, early afternoon. I'm not going to tell you what time because it's a little too personal. Already getting personal? That's a little too personal for you. But if you were born before sunrise, then you have something called a night chart. So there's that. And then we move down to what a water sign is. So Cancer is a water sign, and it's also a cardinal sign. Water sign is considered fluid, intuitive, and they are also emotional, caring, and compassionate. So this is where the emotional part of me comes in. I typically am not a very outwardly emotional person, but I am very emotional when it comes to my family and my close friends. And this is where my moon sign comes in, since, the moon sign is you don't really show people, outside people, who you really are. This is behind closed doors, and this is completely true with me. I don't outwardly show a lot of emotion to people that I don't trust, And that's where that Aries comes in. What? Yeah. And we already know what a cardinal sign is because an Aries is a cardinal sign as well. Cancer power colors are white, silver, yellow, and sometimes violet. And Cancer is ruled by the moon. So all of those colors really, they go along with the moon, and we know that the moon is talking about beauty and purity and all that kind of stuff. There are bright sides of the moon sign, and then there are dark sides of the moon sign. So when Cancers are considered bright moons, they are imaginative, sympathetic, protective, tenacious, and loyal. I would say that I'm all of those things if I am having a good day. If I'm having a bad day, it says that I'm possessive, sometimes moody, very much so. Critical, yes, I'm very critical of myself and other people, and I have to really work on that because I am more prone when I'm in a bad mood or if I'm going through a bad thing to express those emotions towards people, and I don't need to do. But that's one thing that I need to work on a lot. Self-pity, I find myself that way. And a nag, I definitely nag people. I do. I nag people a lot. And it's not a good thing. So those are all the things that I really need to work on. And this is one thing that interests me about this so much, is because I see myself in all of these things. And, you know, we can only get better as people, right? So I like to try to see how I can help myself become a better person. So here are some characteristics and qualities of Cancer moons. Cancer signs are true moon rulers, which I already said. So those who are Cancer moons feel very close at home and to nature. Nature is one of those places that I go when I need some alone time. And I find myself going towards water and going towards mountains and just relaxation, you know? And we are considered night owls, 100% true. I do not like to wake up, but I will stay up all night. Cancer moons are also able to tap into other people's feelings and moods, and they're sometimes considered empaths. I believe that I can tap into other people's feelings very well. I am very good at reading other people, and I also find myself kind of absorbing other people's feelings at times. But sometimes people have a hard time understanding what Cancer moons actually feel, because we can put out a lot of different feelings, and we don't really show our emotions that easily. Technically, we show negative emotions easier than we do positive emotions. Cancer moons can also be wrapped up in themselves and stores impressions, reactions, and information until the time is right. I remember everything. Good, bad, little, small. I remember everything about pretty much every person that I've ever met, except names. I'm terrible with names. But I remember faces and I remember actions, and I will keep that information until I need it, which is not good, because I use that against people a lot. That's something that I need to work on. But I've always been that way. And Cancer moons can remember the past, like I already said. And usually we remember things that are full of emotions. I remember a lot of things that have negative emotions attached to them. And this is supposedly why I am the way I am. Cancer moons cling to things, their home, people they care for. They seek out security and familiarity. I can't say that word. Obviously, books. I collect books. I collect clothing. I collect shoes. I have an issue with keeping things that I probably don't need, but I want to keep because I'm going to need it eventually, you know? So yes, I think that. And I also, even though I'm very independent, I also like to have people around me that I can trust, like my close family and friends. And I hold on to those people for a really long time. They also seek peace and quiet. Yes, are true introverts, very much so. I'm a very, very introverted person. They work better on things on their own, yes, and at their own pace, yes. I will give you something that is 10 times better than something, like if I work on it by myself, then I have to work on it with other people. Cancer moons dislike superficial things. Yeah, if you can hear my stomach growling, that's what that sound was. And they are devoted and accommodating to people that I like. Insecure moons like to accumulate things to help them feel more secure. When they feel insecure, they can become manipulative, and they can become victims of their own habits, very much so, and sometimes can become irrational. Yeah, I can do all of those things. And it says that Cancer moons dwell and worry about things all the time. Constantly, I'm worrying about things and dwelling on things. And they don't like to confront people directly. If I have to, I will. That's where my Aquariusness comes in. I hold in a lot of things, which I know that I shouldn't, but I do. And we'll get to that in a second. On the very bottom, when it does happen, they can fester up, causing a lot of touchiness and moodiness, and then explosive behaviors. And I definitely see myself in that. I will hold things in for a really long time, and then if I get tired of something, I will just go wah, and people are like, holy crap, where did that come from? But it's all the different things that I have held inside for a very long time, and then people look at me like I'm crazy. Yep. Cancer moons tend to have extremely funny sides and are considered eccentric and loony. Yep, I have a very funny side. Like I've said before, I have a very dry sense of humor. I can be very silly. I can be a little wacky and loony, very much so. Yep, that's me in a nutshell. And that's where the Aquarius comes in too, because Aquarians are weird. And these moon signs are also known to be moody, but their unique outlook on life tends to make people appreciate their outlook. I've said that over again. But yeah, I would say so. I would say a lot of people that I work with, even though I am moody at work because I'm there to work, I'm not there to, like, I have people that I talk to, but typically I'm there to work and I'm there to get things done. It's where that Aries comes in. I can have a good time, but when it comes to things that I need to get done, I will get those things done before anything. But people appreciate that because stuff gets done. If I'm doing it, stuff gets done, y'all. It might take me a little bit, but it'll get done eventually. Cancer moons are dependable, tender, understanding, warm, and protective. I would say I'm all of those things. I would say that sometimes that is a fault of mine because people depend on me a lot, and it's kind of, it takes a lot out of me at times because people depend so much on me. And that's one of those things that I know it's a good quality that I'm dependable, but sometimes I'm just like, come on, y'all. Give me a break, you know? It happens a lot. And then lastly, Cancer moons whose sun is an air sign, me, tend to be intellectual, daring, and have the ability to tap into other people's feelings, which I have said multiple times. So obviously it is true because it says it multiple times. So anyways, that is my birth chart. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Like I said, let me know in the comments below what your rising, your ascending, and your moon sign is. I'm really interested in this. I have a lot of Pisces in my life, and it's really interesting to see the Pisces and their different risings and their different moons and how it all goes in with their personalities. And it's really cool for me to see this, and it honestly, it helps me realize how people are so I can understand them better, even if people don't think that this is true. Whatever, I like doing this. I think it's interesting. But yeah, just let me know in the comments down below what you are, if you like this video. If you want me to do a part 2 where I dig even deeper into my birth chart, just let me know. And I hope that I'll see you again soon. Have a good day. Bye.